Hello everybody, welcome to my channel today. So it has been a long time since I've done a get ready with me with you guys, but I have so many new products that I got from the spring VIB sale that I want to show you guys in action. I've been talking about them, but now I want to show you how they work and perform and how I got this look today. So this is kind of a peachy look. I'm using the Biba palette, a few other little bits and pieces that I've got just lately. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have washed my face. It's all prepped and ready to go. As far as under eye concealer, all I've been using now is the Colorscience 3-in-1 Renewal. It's that SPF one. I'll link the name here. So I put that under my eyes as part of my skincare prep, and that's it. So let's start off with, you know, my favorite. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. So I love this under makeup. It just gives a nice little bit of glow. And before we go any further, if you're new to my channel, I know I have a lot of new subscribers, so hello and welcome. I am blind in this eye. Sorry, I always forget which one it is. So I am blind in this eye, and so putting on makeup sometimes is a little bit of a challenge, and my face is very unsymmetrical as a result. So I just thought I would mention that in case you didn't notice. So I just put that on with my fingers, and then I also, my skin is just awful. That's also kind of why I haven't been doing a lot of get readies with me. I've just been getting these cystic breakouts. I don't know, maybe if it's the hot yoga, it's just making them faster and make them worse. I have no idea, but I got my Beige products, so I'm starting those again in hopes that that might fix my skin. So foundation. This is probably my favorite foundation that I own, and it is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I love it. I can't say one bad thing about it. Comes in a pump. I love the smell. It's super long lasting and just a nice medium coverage. I've been really into sheer foundations, but because my skin is so bad right now, I'm wearing a little bit heavier. So I'm going to use this Wayne Goss. This is one of the synthetic ones, and it is the 25S, and I'm going to use this as my foundation brush. It's not my favorite. I love my It Cosmetics foundation brushes the most. This one's nice. It's not terrible, but those ones are my favorite. So I just thought I would show it to you guys because I did get it a while ago, and I haven't really shown myself using it very much. And even though it's like a long brush with kind of a point, it does kind of have a bit of a dense quality to it, kind of like a kabuki. I know it doesn't really look like it, and that's what I thought when I first got it too. I thought, how can that be a foundation brush? But it's actually pretty good. So this just gives my skin just a nice little bit of a glow, and it lasts forever. So if you have a special event, or you are doing something after the work day and you want your makeup to look good for a long time, or I like to take this on vacation with me because a lot of the time we do a lot of stuff in the morning, afternoon, and evening, and I want to spend the least amount of time messing with makeup because I want to enjoy where we are. So there we go. It did a little bit of a covering job, but I will go in with a bit of concealer. So there, it's just a nice dewy coverage. There's no shimmer or anything to it, but it's not super matte either, so I really, really like it. And the color, just so you know, for me is Natural Beige. So concealer, I am going to use my Clé de Peau. This is my absolute favorite. I have the color Ecru, and I'm going to go in with this little Ofra brush. It is the number 11. And I'm just going to cover these blemishes. So this one particular cyst here, this is week number 4. It's now healing finally, but that is after going to a dermatologist 2 times to have it injected, and even then it didn't go away, and then eventually it just kind of came to the surface and nature took its course. But it is really, really irritating to keep getting these. It's expensive having them injected and then booking appointments and all this and that, and they're really just driving me crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to use the powder that's part of the Peach Perfect collection. This is the complimentary powder that goes with the foundation, and it's really nice packaging, smells really pretty, and it has a lid on it so that you can just shake a little bit of product, which is nice. I don't like using a ton of powder, and I'm going to use an IT Cosmetics powder brush. This one is the Heavenly Luxe, and I'm just going to dab on a little bit of powder here, especially, well, I just inhaled some of that powder and it tastes yummy. It's actually sweet. Maybe this is icing sugar. There we go. So I'm just dabbed a little bit of powder just to set the foundation and set that concealer. I'm going to add a little bit of eyelid primer, so I'm using this Marc Jacobs coconut one. It's okay. My eyelids are so oily. I don't know what it is. They just, no matter what eyelid primer I use, even Urban Decay, which used to be my holy grail, my eyelids are still creasing. So I'm very oily, that's for sure. So there we go. It doesn't give a lot of coverage, like it doesn't apply like a shadow base or anything. And then I'm just going to dab over my eyes with the little bit of excess that was on that powder brush. So this is still showing a lot of redness. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more concealer, even though I did powder, but it just looks a little red. But at least it's on the tail end, it's going away. Before it was just no change. Okay, so now I am going to use a little bit of bronzer, and I will let you guys know I did pick up the Natasha Denona Tan Palette. I haven't tried it. It looks beautiful. I'm just a little on the fence about it because I have used Natasha Denona face products before. I bought the Bloom palette, and they're just too sparkly for me. With the Bloom palette in particular, the shades just didn't work for me, so it was a combination of that and too shimmery. So I'm not 100% sure if I will crack this open and use it. And then at the same time, Sephora had a sale page yesterday, and they had the full size Natasha Denona. It's called Sculpt and Glow, I think, something like that. And it was the same price as this little mini one. So I ordered that, and I'm going to decide. I may end up not having either of them. I don't know. But anyway, for today, I am going to use this little mini Fenty bronzer. I love this. So I got it in this kit. It's one of those Sephora Favorites kits. The color is called Shady Biz. It probably wouldn't be the color I would choose. It's a tad light for me, but I can definitely make it work, and I love this formula. So I'm going to use this Wayne Goss bronzing brush. It's the 24S, which is synthetic, and I'm just going to go in here and just bronze a little. This formula is amazing. Now, I really wish I would have bought one of these during the VIB sale. I did have it on my wish list, but I decided to opt for the Charlotte Tilbury palette, which I thought was going to be foolproof, and I ended up hating it and returning it. So it was a bit of a bummer. But this little sample size, I think, is a very generous size and will last me. And I can just keep adding more product to get it to the intensity and color that I like. But I just love this formula. I love the packaging. It's just so cute. I'm actually tempted to just keep this one for travel and then buy a full size in the exact color. I probably would have gone up one shade. I went in the store the other day and I asked one of the ladies in there which color she thought would be best for me, and I can't remember what color it was, but it wasn't this one. She said this is a bit light for me, but that's okay. I'm making it work, and it just blends beautifully. I just love it. It doesn't go muddy, and as you can see, I'm putting a lot on, and I think it looks really nice, and it's totally matte, so there's not a lot of shimmer and showing up texture or pores. Really, really happy with this little bronzer. And I love this kit, by the way. Love it. For once, Charlotte Tilbury's in there, and some other products that they haven't had before, which is really nice, because usually these Sephora kits, they just seem to be recycling all the same stuff over and over and over again. So now we're going to go into the Big Daddy, my Natasha Denona Biba palette. I told you guys I got this a little while ago with one of those Sephora $100 gift cards. I think this is obscenely expensive. It's just nuts. And I even thought it was expensive with the amount I had to pay, the difference after the $100 gift card. It is spectacular. If this is in your budget, and you love neutral browns and golds like I do, then I would definitely go for it. But I wouldn't break the bank, because it's just, I think this is just outrageous. So let's start off. I'm going to go over the entire eye with this crown brush. I got this from a FabFitFun box, and I'm going to use this color here called Tusk. It's just kind of a taupey color, and it is the perfect shade for all over my lids. I've been using this palette a ton. I just love it. But also, if you're familiar with my channel, you know I've been gotten really involved in my hot yoga, and that means then I can't wear makeup. So the first month, I'd say, of hot yoga, I was going almost every day, and then I realized I need to cut back because it was just kind of taking over my life. I'm kind of an obsessive kind of person, in case you haven't noticed. So I need to watch that, and I've pulled myself back a little and taking time to do other things as well. So I'm going to do kind of a peachy look today. So I am going to go in and use this color Freckle as a transition shade. It's just kind of a peachy brown. These colors blend beautifully. They are so easy to work with, especially for a person that isn't extremely skilled at makeup like myself. I have lots of years experience, but I don't have a lot of skills. I just kind of wing it, and I just find it super, super easy to use. I mean, I could just get away with this simple look here, just blend it out a little, and I would be done with it. But you know I'm not going to do that with you guys. I'm going to do a little bit fancier today, even though I'm just doing errands. One of my errands is somebody slammed their car door open so hard they actually dented my passenger side door and chipped the paint. So I am going today to see about getting that fixed. So not a very fun day for me, but anyway, it needs to be done. So underneath, I'm going to use a Wayne Goss brush. This is also for my synthetic set, and this is the 27S, and it's just a little pencil brush, and I like to use this under the eye. These shadows are super, super pigmented, so you just have to go in with a very light hand into the pan, and I just put a little bit of that underneath. And then I'm going to use that same, this is a Sigma Blending E25, if I didn't already tell you. And I'm going to go in with this, these two shades I find are very, very similar. I'm going to go in with the color, this one right here, and that is called Buff. It's just a little bit of a terracotta shade. These tend to be the colors I'm gravitating towards so far in this palette. I haven't used the grays yet, but I definitely will. I've always kind of shied away from grays, and then when I pulled out the sultry, I tried the grays and I ended up loving it. So grays actually do kind of suit my skin tone. So I've been using them, but I haven't tried them in this palette yet. So now I'm going to just do a little bit of blending with my Sigma Tapered blending brush and just kind of even that out a little. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of a shimmer in the middle, and I'm going to use, this is a Real Techniques brush. It's just called Real Techniques. So it's just a little bit of a fuzzy brush, and I'm going to go in with this kind of sparkling gold color right here, and that is called Shine. And I'm just going to do that from the middle into the, from the center into the middle. There we go. Easy peasy. So yeah, I'm just loving this little palette. So nice. So that's that. Now for eyeliner, normally I use a black liner, but I've actually been using this Charlotte Tilbury color Chameleon, and this one is called Amber Haze, and it's just one of those thick pencils. I think it's actually meant to be a eyeshadow, but I'm going to use it as a liner. So I just do it a little bit on my lash line at the top. It's just a coppery brown, lots of gold sparkle and flecks in it. And then I've been putting it in my waterline as well. And every time I do it, my husband always says, "Oh, I love your eye makeup today." And so does my mom. So it just gives a little bit of extra thickness to my bottom lashes. So I really, really like that. So I've been enjoying that. I've been using that. And then this gold Chameleon from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is called Champagne Diamonds. And I got this in this sun kit from Sephora. So you should definitely check that out, because they sell out really, really quickly. And this one's a really good one. So I just put a little bit of this in the corner. And it just gives a little bit of light in the middle there for me. I really like it. So this blush isn't new, this is an oldie, but this is probably my favorite blush. I use this one so much. It's Charlotte Tilbury, and the color is Ecstasy. And it's just this beautiful peachy coral, and it just seems to go with everything, and I just love it. So I'm going to use a Wayne Goss brush again, and this is a number 11. This one isn't part of the synthetic. I got this from a Beautylish Lucky Bag. And we'll just add that to the cheeks. It's just the perfect spring, summer blush. And it just goes nicely with this look, I think. There we go. Now, this is another new product. I actually was reluctant to try because I was just so annoyed with the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm collection that I bought this highlighting wand, and I just thought, you know, I'm just going to return the whole collection because the things I did try I hated. So, but one of my subscribers said, please give this Peachgasm one a try. You might really, really like it. So it does say it's a blush, what's it called? A high blush. So I did use it on the apples of my cheeks, but it wasn't pigmented enough, but it didn't show up a lot of texture. That's what I really like about Charlotte Tilbury's highlighting products, is that they don't show up texture or fine lines and wrinkles for the most part. So anyway, I then tried it as a highlighter, and I just love it. So the packaging is weird. Everybody talks about that it's, you know, it's not very hygienic. You kind of twist the tube open and then squeeze, and a little bit comes out of this kind of fuzzy end. And there we go. And I just dab a little bit at the high points here. And it just gives a nice soft bit of glow and a tiny little bit of peach coloring. So I just love it, but it's just not enough to wear as blush. But it says high blush, so maybe this is what she means, is you wear it high up on the cheek. I don't know. But I really, really like it, and it's not chunks of glitter or chunks of sparkle. It's just like a nice, beautiful sheen. Which is what I need when you have large pores and a little bit of wrinkling. And I always put a little bit down the center of my nose just to give a little bit of light, and a little bit here, although that's a little bit too peachy, isn't it? I'll add a little bit of powder. So there we go. So I'm so glad I tried it, and thank you so much to that subscriber that said to give this a try, because I do really, really like it. So I am going to now do my mascara and my brows. You guys don't want to watch, that's pretty boring. and then we will reconvene and we will do lips together. Okay, so I did my brows and mascara. I used the It Cosmetics mascara. That's my ultimate. I'll link the products below anyway, like brows and all that kind of stuff. So let's get on to lips. So I am thinking of using, this is my favorite lipstick. It is Pat McGrath Luxe Trance in the color Valletta, which is kind of a peachy nude. Surprise, surprise. So I'm going to use this as a lipstick, and then I'm going to go on top with the one of the new Hourglass shades. I love these lipsticks. Super long lasting, they're creamy, super pigmented. I just have nothing bad to say about them. One of my nicest favorite formulas. So it's a little bit boring, so let's give it some va-va-voom by adding this Hourglass. This is one of the new Unreal High Shine Volumizing Lip Gloss. I think I got that right. And this color is called Solar, which is a, it's like a shimmery color. It's very, very similar to NARS Orgasm, if you're familiar with that shade. The formula is just gorgeous with these lipsticks. The packaging is just so luxe, and it has a nice big paddle, which is kind of unusual. It's really, really big, so it's quite nice. And it has a slight plumping effect, but I didn't really notice it too much. It has a little bit of peppermint. I didn't really notice much, but the peppermint's quite nice. And we'll just add this just to give it a little bit more shine and a little bit deeper color. Wearing these on their own, they're a little bit sheer for me. I like very pigmented glosses, so I'm just wiping this off. So there we go. That is the final look. So it's kind of a peachy look. Surprise, surprise. That's what I tend to go for. Peach, bronze, and gold. That's pretty much my repertoire. But anyway, I'm so glad you joined me today, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!